Permanent Secretary for Local Government, special administrators from various towns and cities, festival committee members, CEOs of municipal councils, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the Festival Regulation Consultation Forum. Over the years, we all have been to the festival ground. And normally festivals are seen as a day of outing for the family. Now, festivals are popular annual events that expresses local pride, play a vital role in national cultural development, and promote towns and cities. Festivals are one of the most effective ways of bringing people together to display their culture and talent. Festivals are also of economic value to the towns and cities where these events are hosted. It provides an opportunity to fundraise for projects and an occasion for local and regional businesses to sell their goods and services. In Fiji, city and township festivals have been organized by festival committees in partnership with municipal councils. Given the important role of fundraising by these festivals, guidelines are needed to ensure accountability and transparency in the operations of festival committees. In our previous festival workshop held in 2019, I strongly recommended that all committees must commit to the principles of good governance. With the previous allegations of financial abuse by committee members, the need for festival regulation was urgent. Furthermore, we needed to respond to the public criticism regarding the accountability and transparency of the festivals being organized around the country. In fact, in 2019, when we held that workshop, we also invited the sponsors. And sponsors also expressed their concern in the manner the festivals were organized, because we were all getting tired of the same rides, same food, same style. There was nothing had actually changed over a period of time. And probably the reason why nothing really changed over the period of time, because the committee members remained same. Probably they ran out of ideas, so things remained the way it was. And we had a very healthy and good discussion in 2019, where we all talked about the festival regulation and why we needed one. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been numerous complaints, and let me just talk about these complaints. First is lack of accountability of the funds raised during the festivals. I have heard, and even some of the festival committee members came to me to discuss their concern that in some committees the money was recklessly collected by family members. Forget about the committee or a person appointed to collect the money. And there was no accountability as to how much actually was tallied at the end of the day. Again, lack of transparency in the utilization of the funds. The money was used recklessly. In some cases, the amount collected was nicely dealt with, or you can say that the amount collected was against the expenses incurred for the festival. So there was no net gain. So again, the question is, why are we organizing this festival if the festivals are meant to deliver projects for the community? Lack of audit of the accounts by an independent auditor. It was a nightmare, particularly for one of the biggest festivals that we hold in the country. That particular festival committee did not audit their account for years. And I'll just give you an example. You may think that festivals are small events, maybe around 100,000 or 200,000. Actually not. Hibiscus Festival is close to $1 million event. $1 million. But where is accountability and transparency? We've also seen misuse of municipal properties for use during the festival, and I can say confidently that Suva City Council provided a facility for the festival committee, and the members were abusing that particular facility. In fact, the person who headed the Hibiscus Festival Committee, he was using that premises for his own gain by selling second-hand clothes as well as parking his rental business. I mean, rental vehicles were parked around that place. Now, should we be allowing that? I mean, obviously, when Suva City Council gave that premises for operation, they were not charging a single cent as rent. But we had people who were paying themselves salaries and wages. And there was a time came that a person was a single signatory to all checks, not with the committee members. In fact, gradually the committee members were put aside, and this particular person assumed so much powers that he became the sole signatory to all checks. Now, what I'm sharing with you is the matter that we have reported to FICAC. And as I mentioned earlier on, there's lack of appropriate turnover of committee management. We have seen that the committee members have remained same over the years, and we need to bring about fresh ideas, new people into the committee so that there can be some changes and also holding each other accountable. So now for the first time, we will have the festival regulations for the benefit of the festival committees. The introduction of the festival regulations will serve as a key part of the governance arrangement for the conduct of town and city festivals. The regulation will act as a minimum guideline to ensure transparency and accountability in the management of festivals and also the collection and distribution of proceeds generated from these festivals. Ladies and gentlemen, the objectives of the festival regulations are: one, it sets out the roles and responsibilities and accountabilities of the various stakeholders of festival committees. Define association membership, details of the executive committee appointments, the terms of appointment, and role expectations. Sets out conditions under which public funds will be used, manage assets appropriately, and specify how the members of the festivals are indemnified. The festival regulations will ensure that elections are held every year with some changes in the office bearers. This will allow newcomers to bring in fresh eye to the accountability or lack of it by previous management. It will require mandatory representation from municipal councils, which will allow appropriate monitoring of the festivals. The regulations will require compulsory auditing of the accounts by external auditors and the publication of the audited accounts in our newspapers. This new reform will allow more innovation and creativity during the festival event week. Ladies and gentlemen, you will deliberate on the festival regulation this afternoon, and I'm very pleased to see a representative from the Solicitor General's office amongst us, and she will be taking down notes on your feedback and suggestions, whatever you make, on the various regulatory provisions. And finally, I want to thank the members of each festival committee for organizing city and township festivals. And I know for last 1 year, we did not have any festival, and obviously we can't have one because of COVID restrictions, but now that the vaccines are coming our way, there might be some consideration towards that. But moving forward, all our festivals will be based on the new regulation. That's why you are here, to discuss this new regulation. Because once you understand what this regulation is all about, you'll be able to conform to those requirements quicker. And finally, it's all not gloom and doom. There are some festival committees who have been doing a wonderful job. They've been running their festivals so well, and the contributions they have made to the community is wonderful. I know in Lambasa, it was the festival committee that initially introduced the kidney dialysis program, and that was through this festival committee. Right? So again, it would be interesting to see how each festival committee has contributed to the community development or in the area of public goods. So it would be interesting to hear each festival committee on that. Anyway, I wish you all a fruitful discussion, and thank you very much once again for attending this session. This session is definitely very, very important because you have so much knowledge to share and contribute as to how we can bring in this major reform so that there is no criticism from the public, and whatever funds we generate from this festival, it goes towards community development or towards projects that is beneficiary, or it will be beneficial to the public as a whole. So thank you very much, Vinaka.